Right now, right now. 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 Oh, I got a real good feeling.
We try to bring you high-quality educational and informational content every single day. Why do you think the price is having such an anemic time? The news story of the hour. Jump onto the chart. Is this the beginning of a massive financial unraveling? We got to add a little addendum to the show map today. So we start here on the daily. Now, we've been looking at the RSI on Bitcoin's daily chart for the last several days. It always has been, but it's been increasing over the last 50 years since the government has been getting bigger. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto Live. This is your weekly morning show where we bring you the latest in everything Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And in today's episode, we are going to be analyzing the massive rally that Bitcoin has gone under over just the last several days. Bitcoin recently rallied all the way up to the local level of resistance, in fact, the new all-time high of $108,000 yesterday. And over the last few hours, we've taken a big dive from there. We predicted that Bitcoin would rally to 107 to 108 last week as we analyzed an inverse head and shoulders pattern and gave ourselves a price target up there at a local level of resistance that we'll be looking at today. Again, at roughly 107. So we're very excited that Bitcoin actually went through with that price target, hit where we expected it would go, and we now expect that Bitcoin is going to continue rallying in a significant way. I'm going to break down for you something that is very exciting, and that is that the way that Bitcoin is consolidating right now, the way that it's kind of trending up, but also not rallying as fast as it did back in middle November, gives us confidence that this rally is nowhere near over, and there's actually a lot more to come. You're really going to like today's technical analysis because it's going to detail for you exactly why the Bitcoin bull market is still just in its early stages here at the end of 2024, why 2025 is going to be spectacular and massive, and I'm going to detail for you exactly what we need to do to build wealth in this cycle. You see, I have a foundational belief. Everything I do, if I don't do it based on a principle, based on a strong conviction, then I lose track of it. I can't. It doesn't work for me. And one of my beliefs is that I was put on this earth to help you guys succeed in every area of your life, but specifically I want your finances to help you succeed in your life. So I'm going to show you how to build wealth, manage wealth, keep wealth in today's stream. I'm going to show you how to make a lot of money in cryptocurrency. So if you want to learn how to build wealth in this space, keep it, grow it, enjoy it, be generous with it, and overall reap a massive harvest with it, then you found the right stream. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let's read some chat. Really very excited for all of you to be here today. We've got a lot of technical analysis coming up, but I want to give a big shout out to all of you guys who are joining us live. Thank you so much for being here day in and day out. I really appreciate the continued support, and it is one of the highlights of my day to get to see you guys here on Coffee and Crypto. Joe Bollier's in chat. Blasnik is in chat. Christina Orozco is in chat. Pew Pew Pum 2 said, good morning, degens and future millionaires. There you go. Christopher Ryans is in chat. 108 and rising. It's getting hot in here. That's right. Crypto Surge is in chat. Lion Daddy said, good afternoon, Jeb. Hope your wife and baby are good and well. I appreciate that. Good morning. Kevin Hawthorne said, good morning from Lakeland, Florida. Jessica Weiss is in chat. Jessica, good to see you. Man, it's been a while. I hope that you are doing well. Jessica has been in my coaching, actually. So good to see you, Jessica. Hope you are well. Appreciate you. Looking forward to being here today. Good morning, everyone. Unominios is in chat. Said, is XLM worth investing in? I think so. XLM has been doing extremely well. We'll kind of use that to transition us over here into CoinMarketCap. We took a position in XLM down here about 11. In fact, I'll just go and figure out. Probably not 11. It's probably a little higher than that. I'll go ahead and check where our average entry was. We had a position in XLM. I actually ought to tell you, we cycled out of some of our XLM. I took just shy of the principal out. Let's see. Yes, our average price on XLM is 13 cents, right? And Stellar is at 44 cents right now. So we took an exit it was on the 12th at 43 cents. So we didn't quite catch the top up there. But at 43 cents, we went ahead and liquidated some XLM for like a 4x profit, which was great. So yeah, Lumens is doing well. As far as whether you should be investing in it right now or not, I don't think I would pick this as an investment right now, unless somebody knows something I don't on the fundamental side, and every coin's got their people saying, oh, but it's about to go to $100 million. The point that I would make here is that Lumens has a, I call this a stick in the ground chart. You know, a stick in the mud. You've got the chart that's just kind of trading sideways, and it actually is worth, 10 cents. And then every once in a while, it just skyrockets up here, and then people come in and they buy up here at the top, and what they are doing is they're providing exit liquidity to the people that are holding up at 64 cents. They bought in down here at 7 cents. Now they're wanting to sell at 64 cents. They made 9x. Somebody up here thinks that XLM is going to $3, and so they buy and they provide that exit liquidity so that someone can sell up at 64 cents, and they get stuck holding the bag. That's not what I want you to do. If you are buying into Lumens right now, you are taking a great risk. So I would say do not buy into Lumens right now unless you're willing to hold it for a very long time, because there is a chance that this rally could be close to being over. The risk to reward ratio is pretty high. Could Lumens double from here? Yeah. Based on its chart, is there a risk that it might actually also just crash and this rally could be over? Yes, there is. So while Lumens could go up to $1, let's say, you're starting to get into quite a bit of risk as a result of that. All right. It's kind of pronounced anonymous, but with a U. Unanimous. I got you. Cool. Makes sense. Good morning, folks. Please smash that like button right away. It takes a second. It really helps this channel. Yes, thank you. I really appreciate when you guys hit the like button, because when you hit the like button, it tells the YouTube algorithm that you want to see content like this. So it'll refer you to our videos more often, and it'll also help get our content out here. And guys, I really, truly believe that the financial sovereignty message that we are preaching is important, and the culture needs to hear it. And as you stick around for longer, you're going to realize that you need to hear it, and Jeb needs to hear it, and we all need to hear it. So hitting that like button is a way of helping our megaphone be bigger so we can get this message out to more people. So go ahead and hit that like button so the YouTube will push out this content to more people. I really appreciate that. Bitcoin up 11% in the last 7 days, up about 0.34% in the last 24 hours. And that's because over the last 12 hours or so, Bitcoin has gone through a $1,500 correction that we'll be looking at here in just a moment. Ethereum is up 10% over the last 7 days. XRP up 25% over the last 7 days, which is very exciting. If you guys remember, our average entry on XRP was down here around 50 cents or so. We took an exit at 248. We took out our principal, so we still have about 75% of the original position, and we're going to hold that for a while because I don't necessarily think XRP is done yet. When we rallied up here to the all-time high on, and it's funny, I actually just got a text from someone this morning asking me if they should buy XRP. I was like, well, we hold some. That's the best I can tell you. When we rallied up here to 330, we were up there for like a day, right? We were not up there for very long at all. It was not something that lasted a very long time. XRP right now, on the other hand, is actually hanging around up here for a lot longer. Let's go on to the actual market cap, the actual chart, and we can see this. I don't know. Does Binance go that far back? I think it does, right? No, it doesn't. Who am I kidding? We need to go look at a Bitfinex's chart. They're the ones with the longer term history here, or even Coinbase. Yep, here's our Bitfinex chart. We've got all kinds of charting over here on XRP here at Bitfinex. But anyway, we did a video on this, which is where this is all coming from. But what I want to look at here is on the daily chart, XRP, my apologies, stayed up here at 330 for a very, very short amount of time. It did not last very long. We rallied up to 330, and within a day, we came back down. I mean, it was within the span of 1 day that we were up at 330. And so what's going on right now is that what's happening with XRP is a lot different in this case. We're actually building this big old rally, and we're staying here, right? There's a lot more staying power. There's a lot more oomph going into XRP right now, which leads me to the opinion that it's not done rallying yet. And just like we said in that video, which is where all this charting came from, we saw that the XRP all-time high happened here 400 days after the election. This XRP all-time high happened 161 days after the all-time high, after the election. This local high happened 161 days after the election, and it was suppressed because of the SEC case. Right? In this case, we're right here, and we're only about 35 days post-election. So there's a lot of reason to believe that XRP is not done. We've never seen XRP rally like this early in the cycle, this soon after the election, which means that XRP is probably not done. So we're not dumping any more XRP probably until at least like $3. I think XRP is probably going to break all-time high this cycle. And I think it could easily go up to, I don't know, $5-6. What the Ripple team is doing now that they have basically regulatory green light in the United States, whereas just a year ago, guys, I mean, we're talking about like 14 months ago tops, they had a hard and fast red light. Stop. Shut everything down. Get out of our country. That was the mentality that the United States had towards Ripple Labs and XRP 14 short months ago. Now we've got green lights all the way down the road. We've got millions of dollars being invested in the United States. We've got a Ripple Labs hiring all kinds of people in the United States. I think is going to do very well this cycle. And I think an all-time high is very, very, very much in the cards. I still don't think XRP is going to flip Ethereum like it did briefly there in 2017. I remember when that happened. It did briefly flip Ethereum for like a day and a half. I don't think it's going to manage to do that, and I don't think if it did, it would stay there. But I do see XRP potentially doubling from here, if not more. So the holding that we have on XRP right now, we have no intention of selling anytime soon because we do think that it's going to end up going a lot higher than that. Let's look at a couple of other coins here. Cardano's a big one that we wanted to look at. I did just take another position in Ethereum and in Cardano, and we also began acquiring Ethereum and Cardano on a daily basis. Significantly smaller amount of daily investment in ETH and ADA, but we are now acquiring Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano on a daily basis. We also took a lump sum position in ETH and in Cardano, and I do believe at this point that those, at least the Ethereum, is going to continue to be a long-term hold. I don't think Ethereum is done. I think Ethereum has a lot of room to run, and it is looking like it could be breaking $4,000 very soon. We rallied all the way up to $4,000 here. Hit our head on it, rejected, fell down, bounced off of 3,500, rallied, and now we're hitting our head here again. Are you kidding me? That means that Ethereum has rallied in the last few months since the election. It's rallied 75%. Well, wait a second. What about Bitcoin over here, right? Bitcoin since the election has rallied 58% and shattered all-time high. Bitcoin is now, let's see, Bitcoin is now 58% above its previous all-time high of $69,000. Now it's up there at 106 to 108. Ethereum is still, from all-time high, it's still 15% lower than ATH. It makes no sense that Ethereum would not be about to go on a massive, massive, massive rally. If you'll remember to our previous video that we did here on ETH like a year ago, we predicted accurately the all-time high for Ethereum would be, not the all-time high, the end of the year market would be right here. This box right here, this box was drawn back over here. There's a video on the channel, Ethereum price prediction. You can go look at it. We drew this chart, and I've left it here for a long time because it's still relevant. The transitionary zone, the pre-halving, all that. We predicted that this is where ETH would be, and that's exactly where it did. You can see we have a ton of trading here in this box. And our prediction on this was that, look, Ethereum is going to rally in this bull market to at least $6,000, probably higher. In all likelihood, Ethereum may even push all the way up to $1 trillion in market cap, which would be roughly a $9,000 ETH. The reason I say that is because of the massive amount of inflows coming into the space right now. If you look at the inflows on the Bitcoin ETF, it is parabolic. This is the cycle of institutions dumping money into the space and pumping the living daylights out of it because they're going to make a lot of money here, right? You've got $500 million, $500 million a day of inflows into the Bitcoin ETFs. And while we don't have anywhere near that much in the Ethereum ETFs, there is still a significant amount of inflow coming into the Ethereum ETFs. Ever since the election of President Donald Trump, the cumulative inflows here on the Ethereum ETFs have more than doubled. More than doubled, guys. More than doubled. You can't say that for Bitcoin. Bitcoin was here at 20,000. Now it's at 36,000. It's just shy under doubled. Ethereum's 150% increase. Ethereum is a loaded gun about to go off. People are not talking about this right now. Ethereum is about to freaking explode. You see it over here in the TVL. The TVL's going nuts too ever since that election, right? Here in November, right? Right before the election. Things were good, but not as great as they are right now. Right before the election here, November the 5th, TVL, $50 billion. TVL today, or yesterday, $80 billion. That's a 60% increase in TVL, total value locked, on the Ethereum network. $30 billion of TVL on Ethereum right now that was not there a month and a half ago. That's a 60% increase in a month and a half. And Ethereum's still not above all-time high? Are you kidding me? Like, are you joking? look, guys, I understand TVL on Ethereum is not as high right now as it was during the previous cycle, but it's catching up, and it's catching up fast. And you need to watch out for this, because this is not going to stay this value for long, which is why we put a lump sum into Ethereum, and we also began DCAing Ethereum on the daily, because I believe that Ethereum is going to rally dramatically here. People like to dump on Ethereum and say, oh man, Ethereum's slow, it's almost unusable, the fees are so high. You're not wrong. That's true. But guess what? Everyone still uses it, right? And so at the end of the day, even if it is slow, it's got network effect, and it's the one that everybody's using. Now, Solana's taking off. I know that. Tron's taking off. I know that. Ethereum's market share here in TVL is shrinking. You know, at one point, it made up like 60, 70% of TVL. Right now, it makes up, you know, about half of TVL. But what we're seeing is that it's still doing very well. And so there's a lot of reasons to be bullish on Ethereum right now. So where's Ethereum going in this cycle? I mean, one of the most conservative predictions I could possibly give you would be $6,000. That's a 50% increase from here. I want to say I'd be willing to bet money on that, but I would be, right? I have bet money on that. We're betting money on that every day as we acquire Ethereum. Down here, for example, we bought Ethereum down here at $140. I am holding Ethereum right now that we bought at $140, and I still am interested in buying it at 4,000 because I think it's going to go a lot higher from here. Well, let's do some technical analysis on Bitcoin. The big kahuna. Let's see what's going on with Bitcoin. There's two things I want to talk about. First and foremost, I want to talk about the short term and what's going on today, and the prediction we made that Bitcoin would go here and how that played out. But then I also want to talk about why I think that Bitcoin is about to, in the next 2 months, just take off, rally up to like $125,000. And that's coming sooner than you think. That's coming real soon. Real soon. First things first here. Last week on stream here, we painted this inverse head and shoulders pattern right there. And we took our price target, as could be extrapolated here, and we extrapolated a price target up here at approximately $106,500. But then we said to ourselves, well, wait a second. There's this uptrending level of resistance here that Bitcoin is respecting. So since we're going to get so close to that anyway, Bitcoin's probably going to go up and just touch that uptrending level of resistance, which is exactly what played out over the weekend since our last stream. Bitcoin rallied up to that exact uptrending level of resistance and has touched it. We are now riding against that uptrending level of resistance. And as we've come up here, we've set higher high after higher high after higher high over the last few days, ever since Sunday. And what we're seeing right now is that Bitcoin is going through a small correction. We set a new all-time high at 108, and we've set a small correction. That's nothing to be concerned about. What I do want to point out here is that Bitcoin relatively soon might drop all the way back down to $100,000. We're very clearly in a very strong ascending trading channel right now. Trading channels operate by bouncing around from the resistance to the support. And so if we do reject hard here, we could bottom out all the way down at like $98,000 and still hold the trend. But let's say we did drop down to $98,000. Let's just say we did. People would be freaking out saying, oh my goodness, it's the end of the bull market. And there'd be all kinds of pouting, and it's a bad time to do that, man. Santa's going to just fly right over your house. You know, there'd be all kinds of pouting and crying. Bitcoin falls down to 97, 98, 99. Oh no. You know, it's like those memes where you're up 746%, but you say you're drowning because you're down 14% in the last 3 days, right? Big freaking whoop. I'm so sorry for you, right? What we could see happen is a drop down here. There's two scenarios, really. We could see a drop down here, just continue to respect the trading channel. But from there, we would probably bounce. We'd probably rally up here to like 113. And then you could be looking at, by the end of the month, you could be looking at $115,000 Bitcoin because we just followed the trading channel. But that's not exactly what I think is going to happen. And I'm going to explain exactly why. I've got a theory that things are going to play out a little bit different than that. We've seen this happen before. See, one of the advantages that you get from watching the Crypto Jeb channel as it relates especially to Bitcoin is I have been analyzing the Bitcoin market every single day for almost a flipping decade. No one on YouTube knows this chart better than I do. I don't say that in pride. I know a lot of the YouTubers here in the space. I can't think of a single one of them that knows the Bitcoin chart better than me. And so I have the great advantage, the great pleasure of being able to say, I remember seeing this happen 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 7 years ago. And I also remember why it happened, and it lines up with what we're doing right now. And this is where we went next. So I think that gives us an understanding of what's going to happen right now. And this market that we're watching right now reminds me enormously of where? You guys that know the chart, what part of the last 10 years are you reminded of when you see what our chart is doing right now? For me, there are two places. One was about a year ago. One was 6 years ago. I'm going to go over both of them and show you what happened next. And I'm going to show you how they were both about the same thing and how I think how we're about to have a third iteration of this same pattern. The first thing I want to point out here, the first of those two scenarios, was here in November and December of last year. This is almost exactly 12 months ago. We saw Bitcoin going in a major rally. Major rally. We'd had some good news, just like we had some good news about Trump getting elected, as far as that's good news for Bitcoin, right? People, it's subjective whether that's good news. For crypto, undeniably a good thing for crypto. That's undeniable. We had good news back here that SEC was dropping the case, right? In September, October, somewhere around there. About 14 months ago, like we said, XRP case was dropped. It became abundantly more clear that the BlackRock ETF was announced, that they had filed for it. So in a few short months, we had just some amazing news, just like we do right now. And so we took off on an initial enormous parabolic rally. Bitcoin goes on a rallies 54% in the span of 2 months. It's great stuff, right? It's great stuff. And we enter into this consolidation. And it doesn't look like consolidation because we're trending to the upside, right? We're setting an ascending trading channel here. And then the ETF launches on this day in history, about the 10th of January this year. Right? Remember, it's still this year, earlier this year. The 11th of January, I'm sorry, it was a Thursday, I think it was, right? And so Bitcoin goes through a small correction until we start seeing those massive inflow numbers that we can see over here, right? We got the Bitcoin ETF inflow numbers, and they're just enormous. That just comes like just massive amount of inflows. And what we saw happen there is that we broke initially bearish out of the trading channel, and then we exploded. We had just this little drop, and then boom, Bitcoin goes on this second parabolic rally, 91% in 50 days. The second rally is bigger than the first, and Bitcoin adds $1 trillion in valuation in the span of less than 3 months, and we break all-time high. So we had one rally here of 70%, and we consolidate pointing up. We're not rallying and then consolidating with a bear flag like this. No, we've got a different kind of pattern here. We've got, with a bull flag like that, we've got a bull flag like this. It's an ascending bull flag. Ridiculously bullish, because even as Bitcoin is resting, it's growing. Think about it like this. It's like, do you know those people that are just like, they're so flipping athletic? You stick them on a treadmill, you put it on the highest grade, you make it go as fast as possible, and they're just cruising. They're just booking it. 30 minutes go by. They've been running 14 miles an hour the whole time because they're just nuts. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but people like that. And then they say, I need to rest a little bit. And they bring it down to exactly where your max is. And their resting running rate is the fastest you can run. You know people like that? I know people like that. On bikes, swimming, running, etc. Their, hey, I'm just going to chill out is better than I could do if I'm going all in, right? And that's what Bitcoin did. Bitcoin's just sprinting way faster than any other asset. And then it just takes a breather and it starts growing still faster than what the stock market does. 40% in 80 days is Bitcoin resting because there's so much bullishness. And so if that's the case, well, my gosh, it obviously has a lot of energy left in it. What do we expect? We expect the rally to continue in a big way. Okay, now, dog ear in your mind what I just explained. Now let's go back to 2018. Actually, it's probably early 2019, and let's look at the same thing. Over here, I'm reminded of this season. Bitcoin's going through this parabolic rally, and it sits here and it flags out, but it's not flagging out with a bear flag. No, it's not doing this, right? It's not doing that. It's doing this. You see the difference? The flag's pointing to the downside, indicating, yeah, those bulls, they're out of it. They need to go take a nap, right? Right here, the bulls are like, they're winded, but I got this. We got more, coach. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. And that's kind of what happens here. Go through a big rally, just percentages, so you can see this percentage-wise. Bitcoin rallies 60% in 53 days. Those are BitConnect returns, guys. 1% a day, right? Bitcoin flags out, but the flag is pointing to the upside. That gives us confidence that Bitcoin is going to do more. This is the second quarter of 2019. I remember this like it was yesterday. This was the April Fool's rally. April the 1st, Bitcoin rallies 25%. Everybody thought it was a joke because the bear market was still in full swing. This is the day the bear market ended, April 1st, 2019, because Bitcoin's got a sense of humor, right? And so we end up rallying, and then what happens? We do the same thing a second time. We enter into a bull flag, but we're ascending. Then that's where we rally again. And in the span of like 8 months, Bitcoin from December 15, 2018 to June 27, 2019, we rallied 348%, almost 350%. And that rally is constituted by two ascending bull flags. Okay? Where did this rally end? It ended when we started going into a bear pennant, a bear flag here. Sorry, a descending triangle pattern flag, right? Because it was a descending triangle pattern and it was generally pointing in this direction, we crashed. Let me just kind of erase everything here and make this a little bit more clear, right? We've got generally 3 consolidations that happened here. Look, we've got the flag, the 2 flags, they're generally pointing to the upside. And then when did we actually end this part of the rally? When we generally started pointing down, right? You see this? That's when we actually corrected. When we're generally pointing to the downside, not when we were having these ascending trading channel bull flags. So, present day, you've got both of those examples in your head. We made videos on these as they were happening. Back in 2019, we were making videos on this every day. Back in 2023, we were making videos and live streams on this every day. Now we come to the present day. And you think to yourself, go back to the whole, whining and complaining we were talking about. Oh, no. You ever have kids? Like I have kids. Do you ever have kids? Do you have kids? Are you around kids? Do you remember being a kid? People that we get stressed out in our nervous system. That's what people are doing right now. They're doing the if Bitcoin drops down to 97, that'll be them, right? Why? Why do kids do that? Why do some adults do that? Because they're not seasoned. In blue collar work fields, they call those people green. They're in the gaming circle, we call them noobs. In the Crypto Jeb YouTube channel, we say, "Hi, welcome to crypto." Right? That's those people that are me freaking out and losing their minds if Bitcoin drops down to 97. But you, because you watch this stream, are going to say, "Wait a second, Jeb. I have learned some technical analysis. This is an ascending trading channel, which is operating as the same ascending bull flag that we saw in 2023." And we saw a nearly 100% rally after we actually exited that. Not sure we had a little drop in the beginning because there was some sell the news going on, but generally Bitcoin broke bullish out of it. We saw the same exact thing happen here at the beginning of this cycle. When the trading channel is ascending, then the rally's not over. And we're seeing the same thing happen here. So what are you telling me, Jeb? What I'm telling you is this, and this is where we've got to take the whole totality of everything we've just said, wrap it up into a nice, neat bow, because you and I both know in an hour you're going to forget most of what I just said. So you need one nugget to carry with you for the rest of the day. Here's your nugget. Bitcoin is going to rally. It's going to drop. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. It's going to go through short-term increases, short-term drops. But the general pattern right now is that Bitcoin is in an ascending trading channel. Bullishness is all over the place. We don't have a big technical reason to believe that Bitcoin's going to go through a major drop. Our theory about Bitcoin dropping down to 87, for example, was predicated on this idea back here of, well, before Bitcoin went off into a massive rally, it first dropped and then it springboarded, right? Bitcoin didn't need to do that this time because there was no ETF sell the news event. That's fine. What we're probably going to see happen at some time soon is either that first scenario that we talked about 10 minutes ago of Bitcoin could drop down here to 97 to 100, bounce, rally, and then just stay in the trend, or probably around Inauguration Day, because Trump's in office now and we'll see what he's going to do, Bitcoin is going to actually break the uptrending level of resistance, not the uptrending level of support. It's going to break the uptrending level of resistance and it's going to go parabolic. And before you know it, by the end of January, Bitcoin could be trading at $130,000. Jeb, you're insane. What the hell do you mean it's going to be trading at 130? No, I'm serious. I mean, think about it. Think about all the people right now that are just, breaking in Bitcoin. Sailor, buying Bitcoin like there's no tomorrow. Dude might end up having... MicroStrategy owns twice as much Bitcoin as the U.S. government. Do you understand MicroStrategy owns 440,000 Bitcoin? And Michael Saylor himself personally owns tens of thousands of Bitcoin. Between Saylor and MicroStrategy combined, they own 500,000 Bitcoin, almost. Will be in the next couple of months as they continue to acquire. Now you have Bukele. Their portfolio is about to hit $1 billion. United States government is about to start acquiring Bitcoin. Trump has basically completely confirmed that a strategic national reserve for Bitcoin is on its way. And it should be. It should be. Hardness of money is a thing that doesn't disappear just because your country says, whoop-de-doo, now we're going to have a fiat currency. No, the hardness of money is a principle of the way the world works financially that you cannot change. If you want economic power, you have hard money, period. Government doesn't get to change that because that was instituted at creation by God in the way that the universe works. It's called the law. It's the laws of physics. Matter cannot be created nor destroyed. If you want hard money, it needs to follow the laws of physics. So we're going to see the United States government adopting Bitcoin. It is a foregone conclusion. I guarantee it. I would say I bet money on it, but I already have. A large portion of our portfolio is in Bitcoin. I have bet my money on it. And you do too if you buy Bitcoin. Russia's over here saying, hey, we're going to buy Bitcoin and we're going to have a strategic national reserve. We're going to have an arms race against the US dollar to see whether the ruble or the dollar is big kahuna in the world. BRICS over here trying to build their own currency. If they want to compete with the dollar, they're going to have to do what the dollar does and better, which means if BRICS does end up making their own currency, who knows whether they will, then it's going to end up having to be backed by Bitcoin also. A Bitcoin standard is coming this decade, and that is a multi-tens of trillions of dollar value proposition, not a $2 trillion value proposition. People tell me, Jeb, you're absolutely off your rocker saying that Bitcoin's going to breach gold. In 10 years, you're going to say that guy knew what he was talking about, and by God, I wish I had to listen to him because Bitcoin is about to freaking explode, and you're going to get left behind if you don't get on board. So, can Bitcoin go to $130,000 by the end of January? You're dang right it can. We're in the big leagues now, guys. We're not in Kansas anymore. This is the real deal. Within the next 12 years, honestly, there's a very high possibility that it'd be sooner than that because mass adoption happens quick after it hits full speed. Bitcoin is going to flip in gold. When it does, Bitcoin will have to be trading at north of $900,000. A $1 million Bitcoin is off in the distance. It is coming. A $50,000 Ethereum is off in the distance. It's coming. A $10, $15, $20 Cardano is off in the distance. It's coming, not just because of the growth of the space, but also the devaluation of the United States dollar will make those targets even easier. It's on its way. And so I have one question for you. I gave you one statement that you can carry with you. You can say, Jeb said, and he explained why Bitcoin is nowhere near done. Even if it does drop down to 97, multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars are on the near-term horizon. This cycle, probably at least 200K. If we do get the reserve currency, the United States is buying, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, 50,000 Bitcoin a quarter. If the United States government does start doing that, then Bitcoin might go to 400, 500K this cycle. Could totally happen. This is the cycle of mass adoption. Last cycle was not the cycle of mass adoption. Last cycle was the cycle of institutional interest. This is the cycle of institutional adoption. Big difference. Order of magnitude level of difference. Order of magnitude is a 10x, in case you didn't realize that, right? So that's the point. But the question I have for you is this. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? What you going to do about it? Are you going to sit on your butt and do nothing? Are you going to sit here and do the same thing you've always done? Are you going to continue to have the stupid car out in the front and you're giving all your money to the bank in the form of interest payments instead of putting it in the bank of you by putting it in Bitcoin? Are you going to continue to be foolish and not run a budget every month because, I don't need a budget. I can do it on my own. I've got it all in my head. I've heard that one before. I kind of know what I spend. Are you going to be foolish? I'm calling you out because I love you, friends. Are you going to continue to be a fool and not run a budget every month? Are you going to continue to be a fool and live on more than you make? Well, Jeb, it's Christmas. It's Christmas. We've got to have the latest iPad. We've got to have the latest MacBook. We've got to have all the things. Are you going to continue to not be generous and be Scrooge McDuck? I mean, guys, this is the season to get that right? I mean, come on. There's all kinds of people out here that need help. Go to your local overpass. There's somebody that needs a jacket. Go help somebody. Are you going to continue to not be generous? And in this context, are you going to continue to not save and invest money? Are you going to continue to have a zero savings rate? Savings rate. How much of your income do you keep? How much of your income do you keep? If you make $100,000 in a year and you don't save or invest any of it, you have a 0% savings rate. If you invest $10,000 a year on $100,000 a year income, then you have a 10% savings rate. If you invest $50,000 on $100,000 a year income, then you have a 50% savings rate. Most of you have a 100% consumption rate, a 0% investment rate, and a 0% generosity rate, which is why you're miserable and you're stuck in the middle class and you're blaming the government. Grow up. Follow the laws of money if you want to succeed. It's not everybody else's problem that you're broke if you live in the first world. It's your problem. In the words of Bill Gates, if you were born poor, that's not your fault. If you die poor, that's your fault. I'm showing you an opportunity right here. So my question for you is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to go in with the link in the description box down below, sign up for the Financial Sovereignty Academy, and let me teach you how to get your money right so you don't live with a mountain of regret, because I am showing you right now that it can be different than it always has been. But you've got to do something or it will stay the way it's always been. You've got to have that I have had it moment. I'm done living like this. There's something about the way my life is, and I simply refuse for it to continue any longer. I'm done. Are you going to have that moment right now? Can I get you fired up enough to say, man, I screwed up, but I'm done doing that? There's an opportunity here to 9x, 10x some money. I need to go build some income. I need to deploy some of that. I need to be radically generous. I need to save and invest some of that. I need to stop having a 100% consumption rate. I need to start having a generosity rate and a savings rate, because we know that consumption without generosity and savings is hedonism. And being stuck on the hedonic treadmill is the exact same thing as being stuck in the rat race. You've got to actually build some wealth, and you've got to be generous with some of that if you want true joy from your finances. You open your budget and you're like, man, I just hate doing this. Why do you hate doing it? Because your spirit testifies to your mind, we're supposed to be building wealth. We're supposed to be in control of this stuff. We're supposed to be growing. We're supposed to be being generous, and we're not doing it. So your spirit is telling your soul, I don't like this. I hate money. Man, I just wish I could get away from it. Newsflash, you can't. World runs on money. You can't get away from money, but what you can do is you can conform to the way that it ought to be. You can change rather than expecting everybody else to change, and you can figure out how to get your money right if you'll listen to what I will teach you here on this channel. If you have not already subscribed, you need to join our movement of financial sovereignty, because it's going to help you. I am here to save you from the foolishness that you've been walking in your whole life. I'm here to save myself and our family from the foolishness we've been walking in our whole life by following the first law of money, the zeroth law of money, which is that it's not my money. This is not my channel. This is not my audience. It is God's, so I best behave. When you realize that it's not your money, it's God's, and He has something to say about it, and you best listen if you want a good life, and you stop being the one that's in charge of everything and you let God lead, that is where you're going to have true joy. And I'm not just going to preach at you and thump the Bible on you and say, hey, get it right. I'm also going to say, I want you to succeed. Something people don't hear enough is that God tells you what to do because He loves you. I'm telling you what to do because I love you. I'm telling you the way it ought to be because I love you. I want you to have a great life, but you've got to listen. You've got to listen. I can smack you around all day, but if you don't actually go and do it, then it's not going to work. So listen. Where's Bitcoin going? We have plenty of reason to believe it. This cycle, it'll at least double. We dollar cost average Bitcoin every single day. We put our money where our mouth is on the daily, guys. At least 200K, probably higher. Altcoins, pretty much every one of them is going to at least double, probably higher. There's opportunity afoot, and if you miss it, it'll be on you. For most of you, it'll be on you. So let's follow the laws of money. Let's follow the financial sovereignty way, and let's actually build something worth having. I tell my son almost every day, Malachi, the reason that I teach you is because I want you to become someone who you're going to want to be someday. He's heard that so much, I can say, Malachi, why do I teach you? And he says, because I want to be somebody I want to be one day. I want all of you to be able to look in the mirror and be glad that you see what you see. But you don't, that's not a human right. Our culture's got this plumb backwards. It's not a human right for you to look in the mirror and be happy with what you see. That's not the definition of that's not the definition of dignity. That's not the definition of self-worth. That's not the definition of self-respect. That's not. I want you all to accept the truth that when you look in the mirror, you've got to earn the right to look in the mirror and say, yeah, I'm pretty happy with what I see. You've got to earn the right. We can't just close the door and shut out the truth. I want you to look in the mirror and say, yeah, I treat my spouse well. Yeah, I'm in good shape. Yeah, my household's taken care of and their basic needs are provided for. We're being generous and we're investing. Yeah, I have good hygiene, whatever it is. I want you to look in the mirror, and your confidence doesn't come from this self-talk, the whole self-talk thing. It comes from no self-action thing. It's not just, no, you're just amazing and you're just the biggest jerk on planet Earth. I mean, come on, right? No, we need to look in the mirror and say, man, I'm very happy with what I see. I'm not happy about this or that, but in general, I'm pretty happy with what I see. And it's because I'm actually doing what I'm supposed to be doing, right? A good view of yourself comes from righteousness. And in the way of money, the way that we're going to be righteous and do what we need to do is we're going to build wealth, we're going to control that wealth, and we're going to use it to be generous and help people. And so let's tie all this back into Bitcoin, because I know I'm off on a soapbox, but it's important. And those of you that understand really understand why I'm saying this. Let's tie this all back into Bitcoin. Bitcoin's about to go on a massive run. How are you going to take advantage of that if you're in a bunch of debt? 7 laws of money. Let's go over them again. 0th law of money. It's not your money, it's God, so obey him. Number 2, first law of money. Choose to be financially sovereign. Number 3, live on less than you make. Number 4, have a written plan for your money. Number 5, stay out of debt. Number 6, save and invest. Number 7, be radically generous, right? Those are our 7 laws of money. Let's practice those. Choosing to be financially sovereign means that you're in control of your portfolio rather than just being like, I'm going to invest here. I think I'll invest here. I'll do this. No, being in control of your portfolio means, hey, I've got a system. Every single day we do this. Every week we do this. Every month we check the budget and update the investment plan. Every week we do this. At this price, then we do this. At this price, then we do that. No, you have a plan. That's how you're sovereign over it. You're actually in control of the portfolio rather than just being a passive bystander and a viewer of the portfolio. You are leading the portfolio. You are out in front. That's how we follow the first law of money there. The second law of money, living on less than you make. How are you going to be buying Bitcoin if you ain't got no money? Oh, but Jeb, I don't need any money. I'm just going to pick the next 100x. Yeah, you and the one other person in the world that'll manage to get that lucky are going to do that. Yeah, good luck with that. Get a freaking job. Get out of your mother's basement. You're worth $5. Your net worth financially is $5, but you have it on your dating profile that you're an entrepreneur. Now, that's code word for you're broke. Get a job. Okay? Live on less than you make so that you have money to invest. Grow up. Do something with your life. Get a job. I love you enough to probably be the only person that's ever told some of you guys that. You need income to be able to invest. Come on, guys. It's common sense. I love you. Please, let's do this. Let's get a job. Make some money. Hey, by the way, newsflash, people are like, well, Jeb, what do you do? Hey, you see these guys over here? These are called sponsors. We advertise for them. We put their name in front of hundreds of thousands of people every single month, and they pay us for that. We have an income, and we invest it, right? Get a job. People are like, Jeb, you should get a real job. I make more money than you do, probably, because I actually am providing value in the marketplace. I am an entrepreneur and have been for almost a decade. I have provided millions of dollars of wealth to employees, to you guys. I do have a job. We invest our income. Live on less than you make and invest some of it, right? Number 3. We're going to have a written plan for our money. How are you going to actually build wealth without having a plan for it? We kind of touched on this one by following the law of financial sovereignty, right? You need an investment plan. For us, our investment plan is as follows. Right now, our investments in cryptocurrency are very simple. We DCA Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano on a daily basis. And every once in a while, if we take a dip, then I'll go ahead and put a limit order in, or I'll just put some extra in, right? That's kind of our plan right now. That's what we're doing. That's what we're rocking and rolling, man. We're building that portfolio. We're very excited about that. Number 4, stay out of debt. We have absolutely zero consumer debt. We're not paying interest on anything. We have a mortgage that we're working on paying off really very early. We're going to pay it off like 25 years early, right? So that's the only debt we have, and we're working on aggressively paying that off. Number 5, if we save and invest. Well, duh, we already talked about that one, right? They kind of blend together eventually. We're saving and investing. We have a fully funded emergency fund personally, and the company's emergency fund is there as well. We've got a fully funded emergency fund. We've got a whole big pile of cash in case crap hits the fan. We've got cash that's sitting there in a high yield savings account on the company side and on our personal side. In case it hits the fan, we can dip into that instead of having to sell our investments because we are being financially sovereign. I am leading you, not bossing you. I'm actually doing what I'm telling you to do. I'm not some business professor who thinks he knows what he's talking about because he's reading out of a textbook. Guys, I am doing what I am telling you. I am actually doing it. I'm not some business professor that says, oh, yeah, well, this is how you ought to manage a company. But they're experiencing managing a company as managing the HOA, right? We're actually doing this. And number 6, we need to be radically generous, right? And I've got absolutely no interest in getting into how we do that because that's between us, God, and whoever we're helping. But the bottom line is we help people. We love to help people. We love to help people. We get joy out of helping people unlike anything else. Follow the laws of money so that you can succeed and build wealth in cryptocurrency. I'm so glad that you guys are here, and I know a few people will tune out when I talk about this, but the ones of you that actually listen, this will be the most revolutionary message of finances that you've ever heard in your entire life because it comes straight from the Word of God. And I want you to succeed, and so that's why I'm going to teach you exactly what we're doing here. It's very, very, very important. All right. Which one's the Bible verse where Jesus threw the demon pigs? Lol. Yeah, so that verse, there was a man who was plagued by a legion of demons, thousands of demons. And Jesus values humans more than pigs. In case you didn't know that, Jesus cares about humans more than he cares about animals. Crucify me if you want. That's just the truth. He made the animals for us, not us for the animals. So he cast the demons into the pigs, so the pigs could run off the cliff, and the demons went to the pigs, not the man. He saved the man. The man's upright, all good, saved. Right? There you go. I think Shadrach Frost quoted the verse there. Let's see. Really appreciate all that. You are one big ego. I get that. People say that. Here's the thing that you've got to understand. This is not about ego. This is about conviction. I do have to check my ego. I do have to be careful with pride, and I accept that. But what we've got to be very careful of is not understanding that there are certain ways the world works, and we've got to follow them if we want to succeed. And it's that simple. It's that simple. Doesn't get any more complicated than that. Really appreciate all of you guys being here. Love you guys. The Hybrid family said, I had my I'm done moment shortly after we talked last. I'm so happy to hear that. We've got to draw a line in the sand and say, this who remembers that quote from Jean-Luc Picard in Star Trek? The line must be drawn this far, right here, no farther. Right? That's what you've got to do. It's maybe not the French accent, but you've got to say, it ends now. When we repent of any sin or any foolishness, we say, this is over now. I will no longer serve this sin. I will no longer serve this foolishness. It ends today. It ends now. Not tomorrow, not next week. This very moment, it's over. I am now officially at war. And every fiber of my being will attack whatever it is that I don't want in my life. Every single fiber of who I am is now in open rebellion against this part of me because I demand that it no longer be a part of who I am. Whether that's I'm not budgeting and I need to change. I'm at war with the idea that I can get away without a budget. I will budget and you will have to kill me to stop me. I am going to run a budget, right? I am going to be out of debt. You're going to have to kill me. You can't stop me. I am not going to change. That's why people respect Elon Musk. They said, what would it take to stop you? And he just kind of quietly, calmly goes, well, you'd have to kill me. I'd have to die. That's what I'm talking about. You've got to have that mentality. If you want to do anything big in your life, and by the way, if you don't, you'll regret it. I'm not saying you got to go build a big company, but you've got to take some firm stands and you've got to walk with conviction. Then you're going to regret it. You've got to say, nope, enough's enough. This is changing. It's happening right now. It's not happening tomorrow. It should have happened a long time ago, but the best I can do is right now. It's happening right now. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's stream. We're going to have to wrap it out. If you enjoyed today's stream, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure if you haven't already, sign up for Lux Algo, guys. Really excited about Lux Algo. Guys, they're a great technical indicator. Sean over there, I know him. He was a viewer of the channel before he started the Lux Algo, the company. It's a great, great indicator. Phenomenal indicator. It's giving us a lot of bullish signals right now. It called this entire rally weeks before it happened. If you haven't signed up for Lux Algo, you definitely should. Also, make sure to check out Uphold. Phenomenal cryptocurrency exchange. Great place to build your home, great place to do dollar cost averaging, great place to do fiat to cryptocurrency gateway, all of that. Also, make sure to sign up for NordVPN. They've got the VPN. They've also got NordPass. They've got encrypted storage. They've got all kinds of things that are going to help keep you safe, secure, and private while you browse online. Make sure to check out kind of what we call the Crypto Jeb Toolbox, right? Links down below. The Financial Sovereignty Academy, CT2A, NordVPN, Uphold, Blowfin, LuxAlgo, all these different links. They're products that are going to help you to succeed in crypto. They're going to augment what you're doing in crypto and somehow help you to succeed, be safer, grow faster, make better trades, whatever it is. And they also help to make sure that we stay in business so that we can continue to bring you guys this content every single day. Like I said, this has been my full-time job for over 7 years. And the way that that's possible is because I provide you guys value both free here on YouTube. You don't pay anything for this. And on the other hand, we also have paid products that you guys can sign up for that are going to help you, that are worth every penny. And they also help us to stay in business so that we can be financially sovereign and so we can continue to grow and bring you guys higher quality educational products here on YouTube, in our academies, and all over the internet. So make sure to check out those links down in the kind of the Crypto Jeb toolbox down there. Really appreciate all of you guys tuning in. I love every single one of you. I want every one of you to succeed. That is always my heart. It'll never change. Make sure to continue tuning in because we're going to help you guys to have a great life. Before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.